Yo, what's going on, guys? Going to be showing you what Olaf jungle can do after the buffs. They buffed his passive to give him not only attack speed when he's low on HP, but also life steal. So his solo capabilities are overall more consistent. He's not as reliant on his W cooldown to fight people. His Q also shreds enemies' armor, similar to the way a Black Cleaver would. It shreds a champion's armor, which is nice. His W is now an auto attack resetter and gives him a shield, plus the same attack speed. E's the same, and then his R, basically the only difference there is it can last indefinitely. I know that sounds strong, but instead of lasting 6 seconds, it only lasts 2.5 seconds. So, oh, I guess it lasts 3 seconds. So it lasts half as long, but he can extend it indefinitely for 2.5 seconds if he's landing autos or E's. So in theory, if you're in combat, his R is quite a bit better. Plus, when you're on his R, you get all that extra AD. So if you can keep your R up, you can definitely carry on him. You don't need a leash on Olaf. You can take blue straight into Gromp solo and do it pretty good. If they're going to offer a leash, though, I'll take the leash. Since you get attack speed and life still, the lower on health you are, you don't really need your W. That W shield's not really that helpful. The lower on health we are, the faster we clear. We're going to be taking full advantage of that out of the Gromp. There's no reason for us to really smite it. Now that we're really low, we're taking it giga fast. The only danger to staying low HP on Olaf is if you're up against a jungler who will invade you. Something like a Kindred can be very challenging since Olaf likes to stay low HP in his jungle. So if you're up against that type of matchup, Kindred Graves, where you think they'll invade you, or if you see it on your ward, you should take your W level 3. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I doubt Warwick would do that, so I'm going to take my Q. I think it's highly unlikely. There's a lot of risk involved. That being said, the enemy top lane missing. It's not... Okay, there he is. He's back in lane. Auto attack E reset. We need to get this in bush ASAP. You can toss your axe into the wall to make it easier to pick up. Just toss it into a really thick portion so it doesn't go over the wall. Your full clear on Olaf should look something like a Master Yi full clear. Should be finishing around 325 to 330. By getting that double point in Q, it will speed it up so it's not a 3-minute 30 clear. Should be closer to a 325. And we still have a smite charge as well. We can take Scuttle really fast if he hasn't taken it already. If you want to gank earlier, just do a 5 camp clear into gank. Yeah, we lose Scuttle. Is what it is. We can scout bush with Q. He's not in it. Scout bush with Q a little bit. Doesn't give that much vision, but just enough. These guys are trolling. There's not much they can do. I can zone them off with my Q. I'll get Scuttle. We're also up on Warwick in terms of CS. If you kill something with your E, it refunds the HP. Yeah, this looks like an easy setup. Really easy setup. I'm going to ghost early. We hit Samir with that. We turned on our W very early. And we got the Samir. Not super happy that we died. It is what it is. Ultimately, Olaf still suffers from the same core issues that he suffered from prior to his buff, which is lack of mobility. And hill cut hurts him really hard. The only mobility he has in his kit is 20% extra movement speed from his R for 1 second. Now that movement speed does get up to 70% at level 3. I think 20% at level 1 is way too low. So yeah, early mid game he's not gonna have much mobility. Even in the late game, 70% movement speed for only 1 second really isn't that much. Most movement speed bonuses in League last for 3 to 8 seconds, so 1 second is kind of small potatoes. Samira still had her flash. I think Samira flashed at least. Took a while to finish them off. hop over to the other side. The enemies are getting ahead. We probably outscale them with Zillion though. At this point, our level 3 Q is clearing so fast, there's no point for us to walk around with low HP. It's kind of pointless. Just a few Qs will clear the camp as is. Make sure you're picking them back up to put them on a lower cooldown. Not sure where Warwick's at. I don't think we can solo him unless we have Ignite or an item lead. And right now he has a kill up on us. Once I have R, I think I can solo him, but pre-R, if he fears me, then it could get kind of messy. Alright, he used his fear way too early. He just dies now. He's getting a movement speed bonus from a teammate though. Auto attack E reset into W. I have the Scuttle Crab to smite here. Wait, it's not going to be able to pinch me. Overall, I'd say so far the Olaf buffs just make him a little more consistent. I don't think this is going to make him, this is live, so I don't think it's made him a top 10 jungler or top 15 by any means, but instead of him being a top 30 jungler, this might have pushed him into the top 20, maybe top like 18. Until you're able to consistently address his lack of mobility issue, he's going to be very reliant on having supports on his team like a Karma or Yuumi or a Zillion that can speed him up in a team fight. That way he can perpetually utilize his R in combat. The moment they break away from you and your R goes on cooldown and is no longer active, you're kind of in trouble. Warwick's only level 4. Holy crap, he's so far behind. Hey friend. That's so awesome that I missed my Q there. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh my god. Got him with the Q. That's brutal, man. With Ghost and even our speed up, we barely get away from that. It looks like they might still be looking for me. Maybe they're just on Dragon. Yep, they are. Your best mythic options are the ones that address Olaf's lack of mobility. So usually Chemtank, or Stridebreaker. Core Drinker is very nice, but it doesn't address Olaf's massive lack of mobility. Oftentimes on Core Drinker, you'll get kited out, or they'll just heal cut you, and then you won't be able to do anything anyways. So they spent a lot of time like giving Olaf the new shield, tweaking his kit. I think they're going to give him some bonus mobility in the early game on his R. I assume they're going to buff it to 30%, then like 40, then 70%. Because level 1, only 20% extra movement speed for 1 second is just so freaking low. What Olaf feels to me is like a super inconsistent Xin Zhao. Because Xin Zhao has consistent gap closers. Xin Zhao R in most cases makes him take essentially 0 damage from the enemies, especially if the enemy team has 1 or 2 fed backliners who are their main carries, like a Kog'Maw, Kel, Zurath type of thing. But Olaf R doesn't make you take reduced damage, so you can still die if they focus you. All they need to do is heal cut you. You'll lose all that healing from your passive. And yeah, it's one of those things. Just one of those things. We have some mobility from Heartbound Axe. I held on to my axe. I knew she was going to dash and win wall. Want some extra AD. I missed the slow there. Zillion, you're gonna have to R me, dude. Wait, Zillion, where's the Har? Is he out of mana or something? He has to be out of mana. I basically died there. Basically dead. I think I'm actually fine here. We have a bunch of life still. Healed back pretty fast without having to use an ability, put anything on a cooldown. He's actually resetting. His red buff's down, so he's not going to feel the need to stay. We should reset ourselves, get the stride breaker. It's going to help out a lot. Slowing them down so we can stay on top and perpetually stay on our R. Usually go for your E max second over W max because your E gets on a lower cooldown per auto attack by 1 second. So if you can get your E down to super low cooldown, just a few autos will bring it back up. Plus per level your E gets 45 extra damage, which is pretty high. Most abilities only go up by 20 to 40 damage, so 45 is pretty slick. And it's also true damage too. It's a high quality damage. She's being super aggro. I don't have a plant, unfortunately. I will have to go this way. Ooh, yeah, baby. Let's go. We're starting to do some damage. Oh, we almost did it. And we got very little help. We tanked everything out of Warwick. We kind of hard counter him once we have our R because he can't fear us and he can't R us either. Nearly killed the Fed Samira, who has just as much items as I do, plus Yumi's a full item with Moonstone, which is cancer OP when you look at it. Total healing done 1600, bonus healing and shielding 1061. So looking at the total healing 1680, that's going to be 5 times higher than like our whole team combined in terms of mythic passive value. In terms of stats, mine's done 121 GPs, mana. It's done 300 damage, 155 restore, and Yumi's has done that much. It's just, it's way too high, man. And Moonstone Renewer, they don't even have to really think about it when they're using it. They just play the game normally. It's not an active item. It's pretty nuts. Bonus damage from Olaf R is kind of nutty. 48 extra AD is pretty much a mythic item. So Stridebreaker's giving me 50, and if my R is giving me essentially 50 while I'm on it, that is a pretty big power spike. Warwick's blue buffs up. His R should be on a cooldown, but GP didn't get off his barrel. I'm gonna go. Yeah, so his blue actually isn't up. His clear got weird. Samira's missing for some reason. I can wait for Zed or for War. Ooh, never mind. Samira's really fed. Yumi wasted R. I think Samira dash on cooldown. They die here. Got a stride break. Got my R on, so they can't see me. Auto attack E reset. Come on, baby. I'm fully stacked lethal tempo. Ooh. Yeah, all right. I can kind of see the strength now. Olaf's early game still kind of crap, but dude, once you get his R popping in a team fight, it's actually kind of nuts. I do highly recommend Stride over Gorging Conform right now. There's no way to stay on top of them without the Stride Breaker. You'll be forced to go Blue Smite, which cooldowns much longer than Stride Breaker. And Blue Smite doesn't make you tanky like Red Smite does. I'm not really that interested in early dragons here. I don't think dragons really are win con. I think we outscale. Warwick falls off, Zed falls off, Aatrox falls off. Only one who scales is the Yuumi Samira. Pop my W immediately for the extra attack speed. Got it. Ooh, Samira's playing a dangerous game. Gets caught out. Buy a couple of different slows. Auto attack E reset into stride break. She's actually kind of popping off though. That Zillion panic R'd me so fast. Panic R'd so hard there. Still died to Zed, but wow. Basically, Olaf's levels 1 through 5 are just as overall weak as they were previous to this buff. His level 6, he's considerably stronger. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, if prior to this buff, if Olaf was a 6 out of 10 at level 6, now he's a 7 or an 8. Considerably stronger for team fights since he can keep his R up. At this point, I am feeling dead man's. I know a lot of players would want to go for Death's Dance. I would like to have some flat HP though. They're going to be stacking so much heal cut on me. Having items that essentially heal you like Death's Dance I don't think are going to give me too much value at this point. Also, with Dead Man's, it gives me a lot of extra mobility and a little bit of extra damage as well. I think we win this. Warwick's here, though. Might even be able to win it with him being there. He put his blood scent on me. I would love to fight that. Just feels weird. Zillion's so far away. Yeah, everyone left you, Samira. They knew you were making a big mistake. Still got my R on. Warwick can't R me. Yeah, this is such a big counter to Warwick. Since your R doesn't end when you're in combat, there's not a good point for someone like a Warwick or a Malphite or even a Malzahar to R you. I could see this being incredibly strong and coordinated team play, where you do have that Zillion, Karma, or Yuumi buffing you up, and in the team fight, your R simply doesn't end, as long as you can get your hands on somebody. Therefore, disengaged champs like Janna, who can movement speed bonus her team, or Karma for the movement speed bonus, will be really good versus Olaf. Things to just peel off, since his R only lasts for freaking 3 seconds without making contact. We need to leave. I don't have my R. This is turning into a dangerous fight without it. Oh, hey Samira. Got off that stride break. Missed my axe. It is what it is. Hey, got that Zillion R. Whoa! Still on my R. Bunch of extra attack damage. And that's GG's, dude. That's gotta be it. Ghost is definitely your best summoner spell for Olaf. Since his first 5 levels are still lacking, I think running Exhaust or Ignite would be a mistake, trying to force 1 versus 1s. That's not where he shines. Ghost sets you up for these level 6 and up team fights. And our R is getting so much stronger, man. Right now it's a 45% movement speed bonus for 1 second when we activate it. Ooh, wait. I'm gonna pop my Ghost. I want the resets. Ooh, actually. Oh, actually. Oh, I can't move! I griefed. I gave 1,000 shutdown too. That's pretty yikes of me. I don't think Black Cleaver is that important on Olaf anymore. If you're buying it, you're buying it for the ability haste. Your Q is already AoE shredding 30% of their armor for 4 seconds. And it's on less than a 3-second cooldown if you pick it up. So Black Cleaver by no means that important. I would only do it if they had a Giga armor tank such as Rammus or Ornn. I think I'd rather have Sterix or Thornmail for the heal cut. Yeah, I'll go Thornmail now. And then I'll go for Sterix. Sterix will be really useful staying alive. I need Zillion with me. Having Zillion makes such a big difference. It'd be nice if Olaf's W didn't go on cooldown if he stayed in combat. Come on, Warwick. My E absolutely chunks, especially when my R's give me a bunch of bonus AD. We land the slow into stride break. Auto attack E reset Q. Samira, where are you going, man? I'm on Deadman's. You can't. She's moving 380. With Deadman's right now, we're moving 471. She's no escape. Yep. They don't have the comp for this, man. You would want big disengage style champion. An Ornn R, a Nivea R, a Karma, a Janna, a long-range AD carry. Caitlyn would be really good. She could auto you down. You could go in for Axe. She nets back. She gets down traps. You don't want to step on those. Even though they're not going to CC you, the amount of damage they'll do will be pretty crazy. My R is on a cooldown, so I don't really want to fight. Toss out a defensive Q and kind of try to run back a little bit. Oh, it's a, oh, come on, baby. Is that Zillion? Ow! I'm gonna lose my R though. Oh my god. I'm gonna kill everybody! Run! Samira's scared. Ow! Baby, that shield though. Alright. Not bad. Not bad at all. That's Zillion helped out so much there, man. This is definitely gonna be pick and ban in pro play. If you're gonna leave Olaf open, you can't leave open something like Zillion. Our E's coming down with some fat true damage. Our E's an auto resetter, our W's an auto resetter. I like how you can stride break without canceling your movement or autos. Oh no. I'm gonna disengage. There's no need to throw away a 1,000 gold shutdown. Since we have Ghost, we can actually disengage. Our shield is giving us attack speed 45 base shield plus 25% of our missing health, up to 560 shield for 2.5. Shield's really spicy. It baits people out. I don't think people are familiar, comfortable, or do they realize Olaf has a shield now? So when you're fighting them, even if you haven't used your W in a bit, they're not expecting you to randomly get a shield. Olaf has never had a shield in his kit at any point, but now he does. You just have to remember that your first 5 levels on Olaf really aren't that good for ganking, and they're not quite as good as you would think for soloing people if that person is a strong soloist such as Warwick or an Udyr. GG's. Let's take a look at the graphs. Looking at damage dealt to enemy champions, we had a spicy little lead at 37k. Looking at damage taken, we've taken the most on our team, not quite the most in the game. And this is the value we got out of our rooms. All in all, Olaf's late game is considerably better. I would still say he's reliant on having a movement speed buffing support. His first 5 levels are still kind of doo-doo feces. But yeah, his level 6 and his late game, I'd say, are considerably better. It went from somewhere around a 4 out of 10 to a 7 or an 8 out of 10. He's actually playable now. So for those of you who like the champion or think about playing him, yeah, play for that level 6 power spike. And go Stride Breaker, not Gore Drinker. Without Stride Breaker, you don't have enough attack speed. You don't have a way of slowing them down, staying on top. Then going Deadman's is super nice for the mobility. Running people down, running away is super valuable. Plus, it gives you a bit of damage. At that point, you do need the hill cut. So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. My name is 𝐒𝐋𝐿. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.